Hi, I'm Dan, this is at Midlife Crisis Motorcyclist, and welcome to another update on life with the Voge DS900X. 900 DSX. The Voge. Whatever we're calling it. Welcome to another update on this bike and a chance to compare it with one of its closest rivals, the CF Moto 800MT, which should be really interesting. More on that in due course. But first, a little update on life to date with the Voge. I've been doing some winter commuting through the dark and the cold and all that kind of thing. I've done some longer rides out into the Scottish borders with a mate on his BMW GS, things like that. So I've been putting in the miles with the bike, and this seems like a good opportunity to get a few things looked at as well while I'm down out riding the CF Moto. These include the much discussed 4.7 firmware update, which seems to be something that's cropped up with owners who are riding the bikes and talking about them online. A few of them have done it themselves at home. I spoke about this to Voge's UK importer, and they put it tactfully that it's something better left to a dealer, so that's what I'm on my way to do now. While it's there, I'll also get them to have a look at the headlight alignment, which I mentioned in the previous update, and I have been widely mocked for not sorting out myself. Excuses, but the truth of the matter is there's basically a tiny little gap between a plastic auxiliary mudguard and the hole underneath the headlight assembly where you can adjust it. I just don't have a screwdriver in my collection that seems to fit, so I'll let somebody else skin their knuckles doing that. While it's in, I think I'll also get them to have a look at the chain tension, which seems to have slackened off a little bit in the 1,000 odd miles that I've done so far. Again, I'd have done it myself, but the nut on the end of the rear axle is bigger than any of the spanners that I have in my collection, so I'll again save that to the experts. Anyway, plenty to be getting on with, so let's get on our way. Okay, so I've made it down to the dealership, and before the Voge goes in for those tweaks that I mentioned, let's just have a quick walk around comparison between this and the CF Moto 800MT, which I'm going to take out now. Now, in terms of how they compare, they are pretty similar. There's more that unites them than sets them apart, really. They both obviously come from sort of new entrant Chinese manufacturers, but both of whom leverage their connections with European premium brands. CF Moto with KTM obviously, and Voge with BMW, both as engine suppliers, but they're both struck out on their own right with new products in their own names as well, and it's kind of shaken up the adventure bike market somewhat given their affordability. Now, direct comparisons between these two particular bikes is a little bit tricky because ideally I'd have had the 800MT Tour or Explore. There's kind of we're midway through a model life update, so pricing and specs and all that kind of thing are a little bit confused. This one that you see here is the Sport, so it gets cast wheels rather than the tubeless wires that you get on the more adventurous ones. But a lot of the comparisons still make sense, so let's crack on. Now, if you compare say the Explore or the touring version with the Voge, similarities in spec are really quite extraordinary, really. They both cost about 9 grand. Again, we'll have to see how the model year 25 pricing shakes out on the CF Moto, but they're in the same ballpark. They're obviously both kind of middleweight twin-cylinder adventure bikes. They both come with loads of standard kit. They both have the same fully adjustable KYB forks and rear shocks, slightly less travel on the CF Moto, but the same essential hardware. Also come with a very generous spec. Both have got the standard things like the roll bars on the engine. They have steering dampers, cruise control, all these kind of bits and bobs which are just, usually you have to pay extra for on bikes of this type, but all come as standard on these two. Engine wise, again, pretty similar. 799cc parallel twin on the CF Moto, 895cc on the Voge. This one has 91 horsepower and 75 newton meters of torque, 96 horsepower and 95 newton meters of torque, I think, on the Voge. So a little bit more grunt on the Voge, but in terms of kind of size, weight, saddle height, all that kind of thing, they're pretty comparable bikes. I'm interested to see what difference the power output makes on the road, but we will get to that in due course. In terms of differences, I think the CF Moto is perhaps slightly more road oriented than the Voge. You get that in the sense that, as I say, it's got less suspension travel. It also has a 19-inch front wheel rather than the 21-inch front wheel on the Voge. It also has slightly fewer riding modes. So the Voge has 4 riding modes, including an off-road one where you can disable the ABS and the traction control. You don't get that on any of the CF Motos, so far as I can tell. So yeah, if you're going to go off-road, the Voge is probably your better bet. The CF Moto, perhaps slightly better as a kind of more all-round touring type bike, but again, they're pretty comparable type of bikes, so they're going to get used for the same sort of thing, so that holds up. Similarities, they both got TFT screens, all connectable, all that kind of stuff. Differences, really detailed. So the CF Moto's got radially mounted front discs. They're slightly bigger than the ones on the Voge, which are axial. They're Brembos on the Voge, so a bit glitzier in that sense. Probably of more significance is the fact that the ABS on the CF Moto is a proper cornering style system, more sophisticated, whereas the Voge uses a more old school twin channel system. So fundamentally, very, very similar bikes. There's going to be some detailed differences in the final specifications and things like that. But if you're going into a dealership with about £9,000 to spend on a Chinese built adventure bike, both are going to be on your shopping list. I need to get the Voge over to the workshop and I need to head out on the CF Moto. So let's crack on with that. Right, so while the Voge is in the workshop being fettled, let's have a run on this CF Moto and see how it compares. Now, first up, I should say that ideally the version of the 800MT I'll be riding to compare with the Voge would not be this kind of cut price sport version. It would be the Explorer or the Touring or whatever the 2025 model year equivalent is, that being the one with the spoked wheels, the steering damper and all the other kind of good bits that kind of bring it up to an equivalent spec to the Voge. But fundamentally, the important bits that we want to talk about, so the engine, the handling and things like that, they carry over. So let's see how this CF Moto compares. So first up, for all the kind of similarities in terms of the size and the weight and the seat height and things like that, the riding position is quite different on this CF Moto. So it feels like it's a little more stretched out than the Voge, and these bars have got quite a bit more upsweep on them, so it feels like a slightly more kind of sit up and beg kind of riding position, which is neither better nor worse. It's just different, isn't it? Other differences, of course, the ones to really concentrate on is in the engine, which is kind of a difference and a similarity, because fundamentally both bikes share a similar spirit, don't they, in the fact that the engines built by their manufacturers are supplied to more mainstream European brands. So both the Voge and the CF Moto have that kind of relationship, and comparing engines is really key to what set these two bikes apart, or what makes them similar. So in terms of the 799cc engine in this CF Moto, from the off it kind of feels and sounds a little ruder than the Voge, which does feel a little agricultural, or rather it did before it went into the workshop. So we'll see if that 4.7 firmware update makes any difference to that. But yes, it feels like a more refined engine, refined in every sense. It's also a lot more aggressive, so the clutch I noticed was very bitey from the off, and the throttle response quite snatchy. I did start off in the sport mode, which is one of two modes you get on this bike, and that probably wasn't the right mode given the roads were all greasy and I was just riding around town and stuff, so I switched to the rain mode, which was actually surprisingly difficult to do. You seem to have to go into the menus, which is a bit of a pain. You can't just do it on the fly like you can with the Voge. So now I'm in the rain mode. It's definitely a lot softer in that initial throttle, but then it seems to kick back to its kind of snatchy sport-like habits the more you dial in. So I'd say neither one is ideal, but they're both probably things you would get used to over the course of owning the bike. So one thing I definitely noticed though is on these kind of open roads and the kind of the uphill bits like this, is that you definitely notice that missing 20 newton meters of torque compared with the Voge. The CF Moto definitely isn't as grunty as the Voge, so you have to kind of, you're against the throttle stops more often and just having to ride it harder just to maintain the same kind of pace, which might be a consideration if you ride with luggage or with a pillion a lot. You know, perhaps the torquier Voge might be the better bet, but yeah, you definitely notice that. In terms of handling, we've got some quite big differences in terms of that 19-inch front wheel rather than the 21, and a slightly fatter tyre, so there should be, in theory, a bit more front end on this bike, but the fact that the bars are higher means that I'm literally further away from the front wheel, so any advantage that might have been in that different configuration seems to have been lost. Also got a lot less suspension travel than the Voge, so across all the 800 MTs it's 160mm front and 150 back. The Voge is nearly 200. Does that matter? Well, it kind of depends on what you're going to be using it for, doesn't it? So you're going to be taking the Voge up on its sort of invitation to go off-road and things like that, then yes, that might make a difference. But out here on the road, the suspension is plenty. It's the same bits, of course, it's the same KYB fork and shock, so the quality of the suspension is just as good. Feels very plush. There's all that adjustment so you can tweak it to your taste as well, just like the Voge. So, and that really sets both these Chinese bikes apart from the kind of mainstream competition usually, which comes with fixed forks, maybe just preload at the back. So there's a lot more configurability in both bikes. So on the road it's kind of 6 to 1, half dozen of the other, isn't it? And I think it'll come down to your personal taste and what you're going to be using the bike for, which one suits you better. But I think the core takeaway from living with the Voge and riding this CF Moto is just the quality of these Chinese bikes. Yes, the big selling point, the big headline grabbing thing is how cheap they are, but that's almost by the by, and the quality of the engines, suspension, the electronics, all the kind of the fundamental bits is really, really impressive at any price. And as I've said before, and others have as well, I think this is really represents a kind of coming of age for the Chinese motorbikes that are now hitting the market, and no excuse is necessary for going for one at all. I guess the only kind of unknown quantity is the brands, is the history and what they like to live with. Perhaps a degree of brand snobbery as well. Can't get away from that, but as bikes to ride, the quality definitely seems to be there. And yeah, I think this is a big moment for Chinese bikes in general and both brands. So doesn't surprise me that both are absolutely flying off the shelves. So there we go, a little taste of the CF Moto. I'm interested to see how the Voge compares, jumping straight back on it, and especially after those changes they made to it. So let's head back, swap over, and see what's what. So there we go, that was a great opportunity to be able to ride the CF Moto 800 MT and then jump straight back on the Voge afterwards to see how they compare. What did I think? Well, as I said, on the onboard with the CF Moto, I think the engine is a little smoother, a little ruder, a little more charismatic. The engine in the Voge, as I've said from the start, it's, you know, it's businesslike, it gets the job done, but it's not an engine you're going to fall in love with. Definitely you do notice the extra torque and flexibility you get from the extra cc's on the Voge engine, so that's a consideration, especially if you're going to be carrying a pillion or luggage and touring on it, as I said, in the onboard, so that's worth considering. I think the CF Moto, probably a slightly sportier character, probably something to do with the smaller front wheel as well, and the shorter travel suspension, whereas the Voge feels like, you know, a proper big adventure bike. So which you prefer will be up to you, but it's a very interesting comparison that two ostensibly very similar bikes could actually feel quite different. In terms of the kind of pricing and the spec comparisons, I'm not going to get too in depth on that because, let's face it, it would be pretty dull to go through the spec sheet item by item and then, you know, talk about the pricing and all that kind of thing. Also, the CF Moto range seems to be in the midst of a kind of model year 25 update in terms of the model names, the specifications of pricing, all that kind of thing. But I think safe to say, if you've got between 9 and 10 grand to spend on an adventure bike, either of them will deliver an incredibly well specified and, it turns out, very accomplished bike, and one that stands comparison with the mainstream competitors just as a product, as a machine to ride, never mind just being cheaper. So that's really promising, and I think, again, it comes back to that point, as I was saying, the Chinese manufacturers seem to have come of age. What about the much vaunted 4.7 firmware update? Has it transformed the riding experience on the Voge? Seemingly not. Now, having watched some of the other owners doing the updates themselves and talking about it online, it seems to be the impression that it kind of changed the fueling, made the throttle a bit smoother, stuff like that. But talking to the guys at the dealership, it seems more like a kind of backroom update for the software, so it changes things like how it displays the service info for them, tyre pressure stays up longer on the screen, I think, when you turn the bike off, a couple of other kind of tiny updates like that. So it's not perhaps the significant change that I was led to believe, but I'll do some more digging and get back to you in the next update on that. In terms of would I do it myself? Probably not. I mean, you know, it's fine, people, tinkerers, if you want to plug in and do it yourself, fine, filly boots, but, you know, I think for the sake of 10 minutes and the fact that it's a free update, it's covered under warranty, you might as well just take it down to the dealership and not risk, you know, wiping the ECU or anything stupid like that. But, you know, each to their own. If you're happy downloading it and connecting your phone to the bike and doing it that way, fine, filly boots. Anyway, there is another update on the Voge, plenty more to come, I hope. I've got some plans maybe to go off-road in the next one. But for now, I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit like. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. And for now, I'll say goodbye. Thanks for watching and ride safe.